As we speak, Mayor de Blasio, his wife Shirley McCray, and Police Commissioner Bill Bratton, they are playing nice. This after the Post published a story, as you probably saw, saying that McCray was furious over the resignation of the Chief of Department, Philip Banks III. Post said Banks was McCray's pick for Police Commissioner to begin with. Post also went on to say that McCray vented to her husband, saying, "I told you we can't trust him," referring to Bratton. Sunday, Bratton and the mayor joined forces in a news conference, which is interesting enough on a Sunday, and the mayor saying, "I want to make it very plain. Some of the reporting uses unnamed sources who make up entire conversations in their heads and tell flat-out lies. That doesn't help any of us." Now, de Blasio, Bratton, McCray fired back at the claim, saying they all just get along just fine, and it's a great relationship. All right, Dominic. We don't know what's true and what's not true, but you've seen a lot of fights over the years between City Hall and Gracie Mansion. And also, when you see a Sunday press conference, that says something as well, right?
When you see a Sunday press conference, that means it's all true. That's what that means. No matter what's coming out of their mouth, it means that you hit it right on the head and it's accurate. I've said this on this show before. I don't think Bill Bratton is up to the job this time around. Him and Ray Kelly, the former police commissioner, they don't like each other, and they play this game of one-upsmanship, or who's the latest police commissioner of New York City. You would think Bill Bratton learned the first time. He touched the fire, and Rudy Giuliani sent them to Siberia. I remember going to interview Bratton after Rudy fired him. We had just got back from Israel, and he was all the way out at the end of Long Island. He looked like he was not going to make it. Bill Bratton, I've known him about 20 years. He does not have the look of confidence. Now,
okay, but wait a second. I'll let you answer this. So, is that because he screwed up, or because the mayor elevated Sharpton, for example, put him on the same podium?
No, it's because Bratton is screwing up. And because first of all, if Banks is stepping down and turning down the job of first deputy police commissioner, why don't we know all of this in public? Why wasn't this deal cut privately? Why are we hearing all of this? Why is the mayor of New York on the phone every time there's a controversy with the Reverend Al Sharpton? It doesn't look good for the mayor. This mayor that you're looking on the screen, he's starting to look like a one-term mayor. This is not good.
To Dominic's point, though, if you're Bratton, he's your boss. You can't control who your boss is going to put on a stage. We also don't know if Banks said, "Time out. I was told I was getting this elevated post." If you're Bratton, why are you going to elevate somebody and give up some of your power? I understand it from Bratton's perspective, too. It shouldn't have played out here in end of October. All of a sudden, they're figuring this stuff out. But do you agree with him that this bodes worst of all here for the police commissioner?
I do. I absolutely do. And I feel as if, listen, I agree with Dominic with the exception of the one-term mayor. There's a lot of time. I don't know what's going to be in 3 years when de Blasio runs for re-election. But I will say the dynamic that took place, having the Sunday press conference, having this on the front page of the Post with a lot of unnamed sources back and forth, it just does not spell good for Mr. de Blasio. And it's just a continuation of this sort of mishandling, mismanagement of the press that is just bad, really bad.
And this is all with, obviously, really Staten Island case not too long in the offing.
If Bratton goes, can de Blasio even elevate Banks at this
point?
I mean,
you can't go back to the well.
He's done, right? It's not, you can't.
No, you can't imagine what he'd look like. Yeah, it would play out. The wife made him do it. The wife's telling him to go to a point.
Absolutely. One, the mayor's got to tell his wife, "Honey, I love you, but you got to take a back seat."
Well, how about this?
That's number one.
How about
and two, Reverend,
how many people were in that?
Calling you.
Right. But how about this? How many people you think were in that room if this conversation took place? And what do you think the first thought that was going through their mind?
No,
somebody
knowing the first lady, she made that comment, but she didn't say it in front of anyone else. She's a very smart political
somebody had to go to the Post here and say, "There's trouble in Gracie Mansion."
Mm-hmm.
All right. Coming up next, everybody, we're going to get predictions from the guys around the table. Who wins, where the surprises are tomorrow. That's straight ahead.